Oh, welcome back. Take a look at this wonderful letters to ourselves, to our younger selves. We've got a set of two. One is entitled Electric Boogaloo, and Just Be Yourself is the title of the other one. So let's go past this spooky forest god here and ask that main question, which is what are some milestones on the path to growing up? Now, on the left, we've got our usual uh, face that's also a clock, right? So we've got these words milestones. I'm going to highlight that in yellow. Please do that now. I'm going to put growing up and I'm going to get path. What are some milestones on the path to growing up? What are some words that are related to that on that left hand word cloud? Well, I see time, I see learning, I see grandpa, and I see meaning, right? I think that might have something to do with milestones, which are often meaningful, right? So I'm going to connect that there. Now, I'm going to look on this other side here. What do I see there that has something to do with milestones on the path to growing up? Well, I look at love. I see insecurity. Often young people are insecure about particular things. They should not be, but they are. And I notice that we've got life up there. Switch on over to orange for me, please, and put a dot above milestones, a dot above path, and a dot above growing up. And what I'd like you to do is to try to find in about 20 seconds or so some words in both word clouds that go with that essential question. Go ahead. There you go. Woo. So, as we're going through these two texts, there's two of them. All right, we're going to think about this prompt. Go ahead and take this red away from this break dancer up here. Oh, and get this red away from his shoe. Uh-oh, look at that sock. He's old. Both writers give their younger selves advice, and you are the electric boogaloo, and just be yourself. Identify the causes of both authors' insecurity. Which authors uses connotative word choices more effectively to explore their insecurities. Use evidence to develop your answers. All right, now that's an eighth grade prompt if I ever heard one. Could you take a moment and drag those red dots to the two most important words? Nice work. So, as we read, we're going to annotate along the way. Sometimes I'll have you backtrack, sometimes I'll have you go forward. All right, let's get into it. So, we've got our word cloud on the left, right? And I see that word. And I see over here the word connotation, which refers to the meaning that's implied by a word that carries cultural and emotional associations. Please put that that blue connection to the word emotional. And then please also put the light bulb next to it. And then please put the check mark above the word connotation. Why? Because when we write about this, we're going to be thinking about the connotations that come along with the text. That's what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get into it. Dear teen me, humiliation and hilarity are closely linked. Well, if you're going to link them, you know I will. Come on. Link them up. My little friend, don't lie there in bed, your guts churning as you replay the terrible scene. I'm glad your shirt stuck to the floor. My question is, why would you be glad someone's shirt stuck to the floor? And notice when something's in italics that you might want to go back and think about the connotations of that word. And oh, that seems important to me. And also, connotation has much to do with the prompt in today's learning target. I love your breakdancing crew, okay? You and your friends from rural Wisconsin hills have that K-Tel how-to album, including posters and diagrams. You pop, you worm, you spin on your backs, you windmill. In fact, you're not even that bad, right? Ooh, number one, I love this little slant rhyme. It definitely seems like an accident to me, but it flows, it goes. All right. I love your silver butterfly pants. Why would anyone wear them? With 46 zippers that burst red fabric when you spin. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, beautiful has many positive connotations, and it seems to be important to me. So, once again, we've got some connotations flying all around here. All right? We will come back to question 14 in a bit. I love your silver butterfly pants with 46 zippers that burst red fabric when you spin. Beautiful on slide 10. I love it when you take your giant piece of cardboard mobile dance floor down the corner of K Street and Highway 81 to dance for traffic. Maybe you're right. Maybe a talent scout will be driving between Stitzer and Hazel Green, and maybe you will be discovered. Keep at it. I love it that you have the guts to go into the Kennedy Mall in Dubuque, Iowa to dance across from Hot Sam's Pretzels. Oh, yum, yum. You and your buddies go for broke in front of a small, glum crowd who all eat Hot Sam's pretzels. And when security comes to escort you out, you scream, "Dancing is not a crime." I love that. I especially love what happened at Dubuque's Five Flags Center a few months later. You and your crew, Breaking Fixation, challenged Dubuque's 4 plus 1 crew to a dance off. You practiced. You got t shirts with your crew name emblazoned on them. You worked hard and you daydreamed harder. You imagined the roaring crowd lifting you onto their shoulders. You didn't expect the Five Flags floor to be so sticky. You didn't expect to sweat through your new shirt, and you didn't expect the flesh of your back to be gripped and twisted so that it felt like it was on fire. You didn't expect it, but that's how it was. And it hurt so bad that instead of spinning into a windmill, the main part of your routine, you just writhed on the floor howling. So, okay, sure, people laughed at you. And you know why? Because you looked really funny. Slide 12. We'll come back to question 1 soon. We'll come back to question 1 soon. Slide 14. Don't stay awake worrying about it, though. Don't wonder what you should have done differently. Don't beat yourself up, gut boiling with embarrassment. Don't imagine punching out the members of 4 plus 1. You can't blame them for wearing slick Adidas tracksuits that didn't grip the floor. Just go to sleep, kid, and get ready for the next dance. It's all going to be great, okay? How do I know? Because now, so many years later, you can barely remember your victories, although there were some. What you think about now are the high wire acts, the epic falls, and the punishing jeers of your classmates. You think about how excellent it is that you got up, dusted yourself off, and with utter seriousness of purpose, tried again. So we'll come back to question 15 at a later time. There'll be separate videos. Your immense dorkiness as a teen will be the center of your artistic life, the center of your sense of humor, the center of your ongoing friendships with so many of the kids you knew back then. You guys never discuss the relatively boring victories. You only talk about the grand, majestic, hilarious failures. And what if you hit it big at that contest? Would you be a professional breakdancer now? Would success have gone to your head? Or would you be a rich banker or a lawyer? Terrible. But instead, you stuck to that floor with your back on fire, with the pain, and you screamed. Don't beat yourself up over it, okay? Just relax. Keep dancing by the highway, you splendid little dork. Please take a moment to find a connection. Drag the blue here so you can remember that you're going to grab those in a moment and find a connection on this last page. What on this page seems important to you? Take the time to do that now. What do you have a question about? Go ahead and get that purple one there for me, please. And then finally, what connects to today's learning target? Please take the time to annotate now. All right. All right. Now, this next one is called Just Be Yourself. There's the title right there. Just Be Yourself. And there's the teen me. I'm assuming it's her. So I'm going to put that right over there. All right. So we've got the teen me and we've got the her right there. Psst. Hey, you in the corner of the library with your nose stuck in a book. Yes, you. Don't recognize me without that awful perm, do you? Remind me again why you thought that perm was a good idea. Anyway, I hope you don't mind if I sit with you for a minute, but we need to talk. Don't worry about the no talking in the library rule. I'm sure we'll be fine. Librarians aren't as bad as they seem. Never seem bad to me. What's going on there? Judging from the hair and braces, I'd have to guess that you're in junior year. Yeah? Thought so. I'd forgotten how many lonely lunch hours you spent in the school library. Oh, so lonely. You have some friends in the cafeteria that you could sit with, but you don't feel like you really fit in, do you? That's why you joined every school club you could. I just counted, and you're an 18. Not to mention the numerous after school activities you're involved in. I mean, honestly, you joined the ROTC. You don't even like the ROTC. And I won't even bother bringing up that time that you tried ballet. I'm still having nightmares about the fifth position. The ROTC is sort of like a high school version of the Army. It's not exactly the same. You can't go AWOL. Let me ask you, how's it all working out? Not very well, am I right? By spending so much time trying to find yourself, you're slowly losing yourself. Oh, look, I think there's a connection between those two italicized words. Find. I wonder what that connection is. We don't all have one single rock star talent, and honestly, I think those of us who don't are the lucky ones. Life isn't about finding the one thing you're good at and never doing anything else. It's about exploring yourself and finding out who you really are on your own terms and in your own way. You don't have to exhaust yourself to do that. Oh, and don't be so down in the dumps about it. You'll eventually find something you're good at. I promise. It's a long, winding road to get there, but you'll find it. Being able to spend all day doing what you love or one of the things that you love is the most amazing feeling in the world. And no, I won't tell you what it is, so you don't even ask me. Just remember to always be yourself because there's nobody else who can do it for you. I think E.E. Cummings, and that should all be lowercase, by the way, but E.E. Cummings put it best when he said, "It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are." Looks like the bell is about to ring, so I'll leave you to your book. What are you reading anyway? Oh, The Last Battle by C.S. Lewis. I should have guessed. You should give those Harry Potter books a try. I saw you roll your eyes. I know they seem like just another fad, but trust me, they're better than you think. They've got a real future. So, where are we now? Well, this will be a separate video, but what we're working on now is both writers give their younger selves advice. You are the electric boogaloo and just be yourself. Identify the causes of both authors' insecurity. Which author uses connotative word choices more effectively to explore their insecurities? Use evidence to develop your answers. Well, you can't do that without going back over the text. So, what I would do is I'd roll on back to slide 6, and I would start cruising and annotating your way through both letters to younger selves. Stay tuned for videos to go with the questions, and stay tuned for videos to go with the complimentary essay. All right. Great start, y'all.